Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking this morning at a book from Edward Elgar Publishing. It's called The Goals of Competition Law, this orange front-covered book. There it is there, edited by Daniel Zimmer, and it's part of the Academic Society for Competition Law, which you can see right at the bottom mentioned there. Some comments about the book on the back. It's quite an interesting book. There's a short index, not particularly big, right at the back. You can see there 500 pages of book altogether. We've got some quite interesting pictures here, for instance, right in the middle of the book, giving you some idea of, let's say, do words matter when we're actually looking about competition law, how to sell things and so forth. It's a book with paragraph numbering at the sides and some footnoting, which is quite helpful, I think, altogether. What you have got, of course, is a huge amount of detail, which is to be expected from Edward Elgar Publications. The list of contributors are included at the front. We've written a detailed review, which is on the web and in the journals, and we've called it Of Special Interest to Legal Scholars, Academics, and all those interested in competition law and competition economics, because it overlaps, and this is one of the things that Edward Elgar does with many of its publications today. What we say is this: in this work of reference, the editor, Daniel Zimmer, brings together a truly international collection of 26 learned articles from leading academics and lawyers in the field of competition law and competition economics. The expert contributors hail from a range of universities worldwide, including Harvard, Yale, Laval University in Canada, and many others. The wide range of opinion which is therefore given and comment contained in the book on matters pertaining to competition law is extremely helpful, and Zimmer, of course, comes from the University of Bonn, being Professor of Law there. He's also a member of the German Monopolies Commission. And it was Zimmer who organised the Ascola conference. These are the people I mentioned to you at the bottom who are involved, to bring these papers together. We also found it quite interesting that Europe Day, which is May the 9th, literally a few days after I've actually recorded this, commemorates what is to many a little known and seldom remarked upon event, but it's actually about the development of the European community as a whole, and we're looking specifically at the Schuman Declaration, launched some 60 odd years ago by Robert Schuman, because that really evolved from early days into what we now have as the EU and its aims. The original aim, of course, of the old EEC, one must recall, centred on establishing equal rights in competition from trade, and we've moved a long way since then. The book is based on the Ascola conference, as I've said, and it poses a number of questions relating to completion and specifically competition law, two of which centre on the concept of freedom to compete and on distributional fairness as a goal of competition law itself. I think the final article is, of course, very interesting because the editor asks, to cite just one example, whether or not competition means efficiency. This, of course, is debatable. Now, as I say, Elgar produced this work, and I think it's an extremely helpful continuation of the current debate. The compilation is very welcome at a difficult time for the EU, and I think you'll find it very much a gateway to further research. So thank you to Professor Zimmer and all concerned on an excellent publication. Bye-bye.